Welcome to the 2025 preview for the Small Business Tax Workshop. My name is Lisa Patterson. I am the Program Manager for Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Tax Workshops. Joining me today are our presenters, Herb Wiebe and Scott Youngblood. I would like to give you just some important information about this workshop. It will be offered in two different formats, in person and an interactive webinar. If you join us in person, we'll see you in either Dallas or Houston. And for our interactive webinar, you can join us in either November or December. This workshop is eligible for CE credit for if you are an EA, 16 hours, CPA, 16 hours, OTRP, 13 hours of federal tax law, and 3 hours of tax law updates, attorney, 13.5 hours, and CFP, 16 hours. So for our preview today, I've asked my presenters to tell a little bit more about themselves and then talk about our agenda. I'll turn it now over to Herb.
Hi there, my name is Herb Wiebe, and I currently work in El Paso, Texas with my own firm. I work with a couple other people, and we do about 600 returns a year, with about 20% of those being business returns. I'm also a certified financial planner, and me and my partner, Stephanie, we manage about 95 million in assets currently. So this year, we're planning to do a small business tax workshop, and the goal is to cover a lot of the topics related to operating a small business and focus more on the application of the tax law and provide several examples within each topic. And presenting first when we start the workshop is going to be Scott Youngblood. So I'll let him introduce himself and we'll go from there.
Hi, thank you, Herb. My name's Scott Youngblood. I'm a CPA and an attorney located in Pearland, Texas, which is just south of Houston. I've been a CPA for over 35 years and an attorney for about 25 years. In addition to teaching this seminar and other seminars, I also am a professor at the University of Houston, Clear Lake, where I teach business tax. As a CPA, I have prepared literally every type of tax return that you can do. I also, in addition to doing tax returns, I do tax litigation for my clients with the IRS. As an attorney, I set up companies and I advise on what's the best structure for my clients to set their business up from a tax and a legal standpoint. I also do some estate planning. I prepare wills and trusts for people, and I even do probate work. I'll be teaching this, as Herb mentioned, along with Herb, and this is going to be an overview of small business tax strategies. And I will start it off the day at 8:30 going over business organizations, the type of businesses you can be, tax year and accounting methods, which can be important, record keeping for business income and deductions. I'll let Herb tell you the rest of the topics that he'll be teaching on day one. Herb?
So on day one, I'll be covering the middle two sections. And the first section, we're just going to go over income and loss that are related to operations and cover some examples from that type of situation. We're also going to review capital gains and losses and how best to work with those within a business structure. And then finally, during that section, we're going to look at the gains and losses that are related to sales of property. So we're going to cover some different situations that happen when you're selling business property. Then after lunch, we're going to get into employee conversation. We're going to get into a discussion about, W-2 versus 1099. We're going to look at different fringe benefits. We're going to look at how travel, meals, and gifts work within a small business, and then also different ways to work with car and truck expenses as well. And then Scott's going to close out the afternoon that day.
Then I will finish the day going over repairs, maintenance, and energy improvements and how they apply to businesses, bad debt and how that applies, rent, and last taxes and interest. And then we will go to we'll adjourn for the day, and then day two, I will start the day off. Oh, I'm sorry. Then it'll be back to her.
Yeah. Yeah. So on day two, I'm going to start the day off with just first year expensing, depreciation, amortization, and depletion. We did a lot of this in the tax workshop last year, so we're not going to spend near as much time in it this year. We're also going to look into advertising expenses and the do's and don'ts within that. And then we're going to talk about retirement plans again. It seems like this is a topic that should be reviewed every year based on some of the feedback we get. So we'll spend a little bit more of that morning session on retirement plans. Then Scott's going to take over the second half of the morning.
All right, and I'll be going over casualty and theft losses, home office deduction, how you can take advantage of that, deductions and tax credits for farmers, and then Herb will get to the next part after lunch.
Yeah, then after lunch, we're just going to review medical coverage. We're going to go over QBI, and we're going to also go over some different miscellaneous business deductions and some case studies on income and deduction strategies. So we want to kind of look at, when you structure a business as a S Corp or as a sole proprietorship or as a partnership, what are some of the different income and deduction strategies that can be applied to those situations? I also want to make note that we are going to incorporate tax updates throughout this workshop as well. Instead of having just a section of updates and court cases, we are going to incorporate them throughout the workshop. And so that's something that's going to be covered. We get a lot of questions about the One Big Beautiful Bill. We're going to incorporate that into each section as it applies where updates are necessary. So that will also be covered throughout the course. And then Scott's going to close out the day.
And I'll close out the day going through certain business distributions, and then I'll be looking at tax strategies for opening and closing a business, and tax strategies for multiple businesses. And as Herb mentioned, we'll be doing a case study involving all of these things, and we'll also be including the big beautiful bill changes, going through each subject as it applies. And back to you, Lisa.
If you would like more information about this workshop or any of our workshops, I invite you to check out our website. You see it listed on this slide. You are also welcome to email me at lisa.patterson@ag.tamu.edu or call me 979-393-0888. And we've also provided a QR code. If you want to just scan that into your phone, it'll have all the contact information downloaded directly to your phone. Thank you so much for joining us for this preview today. We look forward to seeing you soon.